good morning. The time is 7:45 a.m. on Friday, March the 11th, which means it's exam day. Welcome to eReels. As I say, today is exam day, which means we'll be running the multiple choice exam in the morning and the case study exam in the afternoon. Now, what this particular e-reel is designed to do is to give you guys an insight into two different angles of exam day. The first angle being ours, which is the backstage stuff, how we prepare, how we get everything ready for you, and how we organise our day to make sure it goes smoothly for you. And from your angle, more importantly, because you need to know what times to be in places, where to be, how to organise yourselves, what to bring with you. So we'll be covering all of that today as well. Now, as you see behind me, we have an empty classroom, or as it is today, an empty exam room, and this is Wednesbury. Now, it's been my job over the course of the last week to set up our Midlands centres, and we have 4 Midlands exam centres, one in Gloucester, one in Worcester, one in Wednesbury, and one in Walsall. So I'm currently in the Wednesbury Centre because I'm going to be having a chat in a second to one of our invigilators, and then I'm going to be heading up to our Walsall venue where I'll be helping to invigilate and be the toilet attendant. So while I'm heading up to Walsall, why don't you guys check out what I've been up to over the course of the past week. So this is the first centre I'll be setting up this week. This is our Wednesbury exam centre. Now, luckily, as you can see around me, most of the desks have been placed out already, so there's not a huge amount to do here. However, what I must do is place out all the candidate forms and the nameplates and make sure there's a seating plan created so that when candidates arrive, you all know where you're going to be sitting on the day. So, let's get to it. Okay, well, it looks like that's all done. Now this, like I say, is an easier one to set up, and as you'll see with the other couple of exam centres that we've got later on this week, not quite so easy, a little bit more hard work. But well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you at the next centre. So here we are in our second Midlands centre of the week, and this is Worcester. Now, as you can see behind me, everything is pretty much set up already, which makes my life easier, and there's not a huge amount of candidates sitting in this particular centre, so hopefully this one won't take long. I'm also hoping for some help today as well, because we're going to be heading down to Gloucester, which is going to be a slightly bigger job. But nevertheless, let's get on with it. Okay, well, as I say, incredibly easy to set this particular centre up, which is good because the next couple aren't going to be quite as easy. But I'll see you over in Gloucester. Okay, so what you see behind me is our Gloucester Exam Centre. Now, luckily, help has arrived because we actually do have 33 candidates sitting in this particular centre. So it will take a little bit more working out and a little bit more moving around of desks. So let's get to it. Okay, well, a bit of a longer one, but that's done, and we've only got one exam centre left to do, and that's going to be Walsall. So I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to give that a couple of days. I'll see you then. So this is our Walsall Examination Centre. Now, this particular centre is not one of our classrooms, which means we don't use it for regular courses, we only use it for the exam purposes. And because of that, as you can see, there are no desks, which means that I am going to have to set the whole room up myself, because there's no help either. So, a little bit longer, a little bit more arduous, but let's do it. Okay, so that's it. That's our final exam centre set up, all done in Walsall. And this is where I'm going to be on exam day. So after the week that we've had on the setup, we are all ready to go. I'll see you on exam day. So here I am in Walsall for our Walsall examinations, which is at the Metro Inns. Now, it's around about 9:30 AM, which means we've got half an hour before the exam starts, so I would fully expect candidates to be arriving any time around about now. Please be advised you can arrive early at the centre, but you cannot enter the examination room until around about 15 minutes, 20 minutes to the exam. So if you do turn up early, just be prepared to wait around a little bit. You cannot enter the examination room once the invigilator has started reading their guidance notes. And that could be around about 10 to 5 to the examination. So once they've started, they will close the door and you will not be permitted entrance. So please, please make sure you are early. Early does not mean 2 minutes to 10. Early means 9:30. Early means 9 o'clock. Please, please don't be late. Now for this examination, it's 2 hours long, so 10 AM till 12 PM. Now you will be advised by the invigilator during the exam when 30 minutes has elapsed. Because once 30 minutes has elapsed, you are allowed to leave the examination, but please be aware that you cannot enter the room again. So once you've left, you cannot go back. So please make sure if you do leave, you take any belongings with you. We do, however, and I'm sure your instructor that you've spoken to during your studies has told you, we do advise you to stick around for the full 2 hours. Because like I say, the last thing you want is to leave that examination room, remember an answer to a question and not be permitted back in to answer it. So please, if you do leave, make sure you are completely finished or spend the full 2 hours in the room. Now for this examination, you're only permitted a couple of things. One of them is a pencil. you must complete the examination in pencil, okay? Multiple choice only in pencil. So please bring one. In fact, don't bring one, bring spares, bring 2 or 3 in case your lead breaks or it runs out or anything like that. So please bring a couple of pencils because we do only have limited spares. You're also permitted to use a calculator, so please make sure you bring a calculator with you because I'm sure, as you're aware, there will be some financial calculations to do during your multiple choice exam as well. And you're also permitted a dictionary. If you require the meaning to any words or any phrases that are in your exam paper, you can use a dictionary to look them up. Now, the invigilator is not permitted to answer any questions based around the meanings of any questions or the meanings of any words, which is why you are allowed a dictionary in that exam. You cannot ask the question. The only other thing you're allowed in this particular exam is a scrap of paper to do workings out on. Now, you don't have to bring that with you. In fact, we advise that you don't because we will supply it to you on the day. The reason that we will supply it to you on the day rather than you bringing your own is because we have to take it back off you at the end of the examination to make sure that you're not taking anything out of the exam room. All of your rough workings will be discarded, okay? So they will not be sent off to the examiner, only your exam papers will be, but everything must stay within the exam room. Okay, so we're coming up to exam time. So what I'm going to do now is give you a quick look around the examination room to show you how we've set it up and how it will look on the day for you, because all of our exam centres look the same. Once we're done, I'm going to close off, because then I'm going to start to dish out the papers and talk through the examination rules with all of our candidates. Once we've done that, I'll give you a quick insight into how that's gone, and then hopefully after the exam, a little bit later, we'll try and get some reactions from candidates to see how it was for them. Right then guys, I'll see you soon. Right then, well, it's just turned 10 AM and the examination has started and everybody's in silence. So I'm now going to shut off for a little while they get on with their examination, and I'll come back to you after the exam. So the time is 12:05, which means that the first examination has just finished. Now, as you see behind me, we have an empty examination room, which means all the candidates have left and all of the exam papers have been collected in and collated. Now, the second examination starts at 1300 hours. So there is a short break between the two exams, which means that candidates can disappear, have some lunch, go and sit around, do some studying or do whatever you want to do. But we do stress that just like the first exam, you must be back on time. So again, you are not permitted to enter the examination room until 15 to 20 minutes before the exam starts, but you must be back at that point. Once the invigilator has started reading out the rules for the exam, you cannot enter the examination room after that, so please make sure you're on time. Now, the second exam runs from 1300 to 15:15, which means you have 2 hours and 15 minutes for this exam. And just like the first exam, the invigilator will tell you after 30 minutes has elapsed, and at which point you may leave the exam at any point from then on up until the end. The permitted material for the second exam, you're allowed any written or printed material that you have at your disposal. So your enterprise study manual, your key facts guide, your suggested answers, or anything else that you've printed or written during your studies is allowed. Please note, however, the desks aren't huge, so you've got to be able to fit that material on your desk along with your case study and answer papers, so don't bring too much in. You're also permitted a calculator and, if required, a dictionary. And I must stress that the second exam must be done in black ink only, so please bring a pen and bring spares in case it runs out. Right, well, I'm going to get everything prepared for the second exam, and I'm going to leave you now until the end of that exam when I'm going to try and get some feedback from candidates on that one for you as well. So, I'll see you soon. Right then guys, so the time is 3:30 and that's it, case study exam over, and as you can see, exam day over, everything's been cleared out. All that's left for me to do now is to bundle up all of those examination papers and get them sent off to Skills and Education Group for marking. Now I have to stress to you, you do have to wait 6 weeks from the date of examination for your results to come through. They will not come through any earlier, so please don't pester us. 6 weeks from your examination date. Now, just before I go, I did manage to catch up with a couple of candidates today at our Walsall site to give you a little bit of an insight into how they felt their exams went and the line of questioning. Right, so with one of our candidates here that's just sat the multiple choice exam, Gary, how do you think it went?
I think it went very well today actually, quite a lot more confident than previous, so
yeah
a lot more happier.
In terms of the questioning then, what kind of questions you get asked, do you think? Is it more financial, is it more to do with driver's hours?
It's definitely more to do with like the financial side of business and like running a business personally as well. I find that practice what you preach, kind of helps. Knowing how to do your figures or knowing what kind of words specifically jump out on it. So
okay,
it's pretty good.
And in terms of the questions themselves, did you find that having 4 answers per question, is that an easier approach, or do you still find that it could be any of those 4 answers?
Well, I've actually noticed on a couple of occasions that sometimes it is actually all 4 answers when it gives you that option. But I've also noticed as well that process of elimination by having the additional ones does help as well. So on both sides, it does help.
Okay, and time, did you think it went fast or slow in this particular exam?
Time went really fast. It really did go fast this time, but I used all the time. Like I do every time.
We always advise people to use the full 2 hours.
Go over it.
Not much point leaving early, because what else are you going to do?
No, you'll always find there might be something after, going through it that second time, even a third time. Look at it, so...
No, it's just a 6-week wait then for your results.
Horrible. 6 weeks is not a good waiting time, but no. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Well, thanks very much, Gary, and good luck.
Brilliant, thank you. Cheers.
Okay, just having a quick catch up with one of our candidates that's just come out of the case study exam. So this is Marcus, and Marcus, you've sat both exams today, haven't you?
I have, yes.
Yeah, and how would you say it's gone? What would you say was the better exam out of the 2?
I'd say the case study, definitely. The fact that you've got your manual with you, the fact that you've got the suggested answers with you will help you out no end. Very well structured. But yes, definitely the case study was the easier out of the 2.
With the multiple choice, you'd say you felt fairly confident with the multiple choice as well?
I did, yes. Obviously, with everything that we've done over the last few weeks with the online training and everything, it's helped no end. And again, also given the time to look through your folders and everything beforehand. But doing the repetitive training on the case studies also built up the knowledge on the stuff that was in the folder as well. So very good.
Good, okay. Multiple choice wise, you say 4 answers on each. Would you say that's okay? Would you say you're able to pick out those 4 answers, or is it kind of ambiguous? It could be any one of those 4.
I'd say on a lot of them it could be any of the 4, but there are the odd couple where you've got the red herring thrown in there, but across the board you do need to know what you're talking about to be able to get the right answer.
And how would you say it was weighted question-wise in the multiple choice? Was there any particular areas that they focused on?
Multiple choice, definitely heavy on the financials, as opposed to the driving hours and everything else.
Okay, and would you say that that's what they're focusing more on the case study, was your driving hours and things like that?
It's evened itself out. It's more on the driver's side of it, the hours, the regulations on the case study.
And case study wise, would you say it's as it has been structured, so your costing question, routing question, that kind of thing?
Yep, they were both in there. They weren't that bad today, to be fair, but But there's also things on operators licensing as well. But yeah, the costings, the scheduling, basic knowledge of how to run an operation.
And all worth big marks for those big questions?
Oh yes, yeah. Definitely. Concentrate on the big ones.
Yeah, I agree totally. So 6 weeks wait now, unfortunately. Yes. But yeah, keep yourself busy, and hopefully in 6 weeks' time we'll have some good results for you.
No, thank you very much, and thanks for all your help.
Thanks very much. Cheers for that. Thank you so much for watching our video today, and I really do hope it's been a good guidance on what to expect when you sit your exams next time round. If you have found this video helpful, then please do hit that like button down below, and better still, it would be a great help to us if you could subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you ding that notification bell on YouTube as well, it means that you'll always be alerted to whenever we drop a new video, so you never have to miss out. Thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you on the next one.